yes, it's you are just reviewing and you are just analyzing those papers, and you are just making a container for the people that where they can contain their all the related papers for their study. Yes, this is very important. It should not be a textbook kind of chapter. You should get something, review something in detail, and you give some analysis to the people. Yes. This is very important question. Okay, let me just finish. You will get my answer. I will answer you. Okay, just 4 or 5 points I will show, then I will answer. You will get your answer from me. It's a relationship between studies in chronological progression, stepwise. In 95 did this thing, 96 this thing, 97 did this thing, 95 did this thing. In chronological order you have to go, step by step, yearly wise. At first he proposed this thing, then he proposed this thing, then another person proposed this thing, right? And you have to keep the relationship between these all. It should not be, because every paper has a relationship with the existing paper. It is not an independent. You will not find any paper which has no reference. Have you seen any paper there is no reference in that paper? There is no. I have not seen. Maybe if you show something to me, then it will add on my knowledge. An appropriate clustering of information and paper flow. It should have an appropriate integration of the knowledge in that, and there should be a paper flow in that. The same thing, like it should have the relationship and clustering. An author's own contribution to the area. This is also very important. Normally, survey papers are written by the people who are top big guns. We use the word big guns in that field. Survey paper normally don't write those people who are starting their career, or who are mediocre researcher, or maybe they are not very famous in the field. Normally, you will find the survey papers which are written by top researchers in that field, because it gives the trust also. And normally, survey papers are invited papers also. It has been observed that editor-in-chief invites the top people, top guns to write paper for their journal, because I have told you that it will increase the subscription, it will increase the impact, it will increase the citations of their journal. So it's very important, and you have to see your own contribution also. Okay, and identification of trends and future work. And survey paper just only not doing the survey of the thing what they have done, but because a person who is influential and he is the big gun in the field and he is the visionary, then he will also give you the insight that he will also give you the some kind of future work, that what could be happen in future. There will be, you must find a paragraph or a section, maybe section, you can say section in a paper, that it will be discussing about the future work, that what will, and then we get the ideas. I am telling you one thing very secretly, that it's not secret, this is just a sharing of knowledge. I did my PhD based on only one paper, that was survey paper, and I got many ideas from that paper, and it was just the wheel of can say my PhD. It gave me a lot of knowledge. That survey paper, it was written by a very top person, and he discussed many things. In future we can do like this. Then I got that what future we can do, because we get the idea and we have to propose our own methodology to solve that problem. So read survey papers, it will give you a lot in your field. It will solve a lot of problems which are existing, because they know the field, they know the trends, they know the future, what will be the future of that field. So this is the reason that there is a saying also that when you talk to a person, maybe alim, then it is better than study of maybe hundreds of days or maybe like this. It is said that when you talk to a person, then he will give you more knowledge than you start reading it. It will take a lot of time. A detailed discussion on approaches that work, why they work, and those failed, why they failed. So now the question is why they failed. Some papers you will find that they tried to achieve something but they could not, because in research every negative result is positive. You getting my point? Every negative result could be positive for others. If you explore something in one year, okay, and you get the result, oh, this is the thing which cannot be solved, and you publish a paper in that, but it will give a way to the newcomers, that don't do this thing because it has been stopped and this people was stuck from here. So every negative result could be a positive for other people, and should serve both as a tutorial. Like I told you that survey paper is a kind of tutorial. It gives new knowledge to the people, especially to those who are new in the field, as well as reference for researchers. Reference guide is a guide for researchers like me. If even many survey papers are publishing in our field, and we are reading, we are getting knowledge because the person who is visionary, he is seeing the field differently. He is sitting there, we are sitting there, other person is sitting there. So they have the vision of the field, that where it will be after 10 years, what will be the things, and what problems are existing there, and we should pay attention to those problems. We get the problems from them. And letters. Letter looks like that you are writing correspondence, or maybe just editor. A letter is basically a correspondence that proves a very limited area for rapid peer review and publication in a journal. Normally, the concept of letter is not like this, that you are publishing a paper, you want to publish a paper very quickly. But the thing is that it proves a very limited idea. Very limited. You have a small thing of doing something, and you write in 2 pages. You just do one experiment, okay, simulate one thing, or do mathematical model of that, and just try to publish for that. Not the sake of just you want to publish a paper quickly because of your promotion, or you want to get PhD degree. This is also very important. And normally it takes 3 to 4 months to publish a paper. I have seen some papers, even I have experience of this thing, that paper I submitted, after 2 years it is published. Journal paper or standard paper. But letter you submit, after 3 months it will be published. Letters are fast. Especially the IET electronics letter. You can go to the IET electronics letter, you will see there are 2 pages at most. 4 columns and 2 pages at most letter. 50 letters are published, and it's fortnightly. Every month they publish 2 editions, 2 issues. And how many papers? 10 to 15, maybe more. But you submit a paper, after 15 days you will get the result, or maybe 3 weeks at most. As a reviewer, they give us 3 weeks at most. And then after 3 months it will be published. Don't submit your paper for the sake of you want quick publication. It will be rejected immediately, because the people who are reviewing papers, letters, they know that this person is trying to publish a paper quickly. But a person who is writing for the sake of limited, he is solving a limited idea, then it will be different. So it can be easily caught by the writing style. And the criteria, it should not be a detailed idea like we discussed before, and it should be very concise and brief, because only 4 columns. 4 columns is 4 pages. In 4 pages, how difficult it is to write paper? It's very, very difficult. I am telling you, you try, if you have an idea, if you try to write, it must go to a good idea. It must take a couple of pages. But when you are going to write a letter, I think letter writing is very difficult. Believe me, letter writing is very, very difficult. You can write standard paper, short paper, but when you are going to write a letter, it's very difficult, because you cannot make your idea within 4 pages. And there are references also, there are simulations, curves also, so many things. 4 columns, 2 pages, yeah, 4 columns, 2 pages. And but IEEE signal processing letters allows you to publish paper in maybe up to 3 to 4 pages. They allow signal processing letters. But IET electronics letter, they allow you only 2 pages at most. And there are some more signal letters also. I think from elsewhere they are publishing information processing letters. It's also letters you can try there. But it should be limited idea, focus idea. You cannot publish a very detailed idea as a letter. Reviewer can easily find it, because he is expert in his field. And it should be limited within few pages, as we discussed that it should be within 2 pages in IT letters. And yes, this is very important thing. It should not be incremental idea. Somebody has already done that thing. I am incrementing his idea in my paper. It will be firstly rejected. It happened with many of my friends. They reviewed a paper, and they do some experiments and did incrementation in that idea, and then submitted to IET electronics letter. It was rejected, because they don't want this kind of papers. They say that we don't need incremental ideas kind of paper. And should not submit work merely because you need the paper to be published quickly, as I told you. This is not the criteria. And this, I am taking this sentence from the IET electronics letter editor-in-chief. This sentence is by the editor-in-chief of this. Your paper should not submit work because you need to publish paper quickly. It's clearly written. You go to the website, it's clearly written over there. And references normally don't have many references, only 5 or 6 or 4, like this kind of. There are not many references, because you have limited space. If you start giving references, then where are you writing your content? Actually, short papers have some kind of detailed analysis also, not very detailed, but analysis. You are doing simulations, you are proposing mathematics. But in letters, you just in 4 pages believe that how can you write a detail or do some kind of detailed analysis? You cannot do within 4 pages. But short papers have a little bit more space for that, and idea is a little bit good. For example, you have a little bit detailed idea, okay, and you are solving that idea and incrementing that idea. But here you are not incrementing. You cannot increment the idea. In short paper, have you seen that in the past? Maybe I cannot move, but it was written that it can be an incremental idea.